So it's been a month now approximately. Got zero work done on this car. Haven't even been back to New Jersey till today. That thing's been fine, and those two are in need of repair. This one also needs some maintenance done. So following today, I'm going to try to knock out 3 projects, have 3 separate videos. First thing we're going to do, get all these cars out of the garage and then haul that thing in for brakes. So, you saw from the time lapse, the 3 Series is actually dead, finally. So I guess 7 months just being started for 2 minutes at a time, killed the battery. Took all 3 cars out of the way, finally parked this thing, and you gotta hard park it sideways, otherwise you can't walk around the front and be able to close the garage door in the back just in case it starts raining or something. So yeah, let's go over this pile of parts. There are control arms for the X5, filters, seals, and covers for the Tahoe, and some rotors and pads for the Ridgeline. So we're going to go with the easy stuff first, which is rotors and pads for this car. I'll do it first on one side, and then I'll film how to do it on the other side. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, so one side is done. Let me show you the other and how you do it. First thing you want to do is loosen these 2 rotor retaining screws. Don't use a flathead screwdriver or a Phillips head or whatever it is. You want to get one of these. Use these in Porsche a lot. Never needed it on a personal car, but all of a sudden this thing needed it. Put this on, couple whacks onto here, and these then break loose so you can get them out via the screwdriver, like such. Then you go on, what else do you need to take off? This brake hose retainer on both this is 12 mil. It's weird. Honda uses 19, 17, and 12 up here. So this right here is a 17 mil. Got your 2 caliper slide bolts. Then you got further inboard, you have this, which is your caliper bracket retaining bolts, which is a 19 here and then 1 down there. You take caliper off first, take off your pads, hang it, make sure the line's not stretched. Then you take off your bracket, then you take your hammer this off, and then reinstall. Grease everything, anti-seize everything, torque everything to spec, and there you go. So I'm going to put you away and do a little time lapse of me doing this. Should really be a 20-minute job. So the camera stopped recording for some reason, but I don't know where we left off. Basically, we're at right now. I took a C-clamp and a piece of wood, that guy, put it on these dual pistons. I C-clamped in on one side and I used my hand on the other side, and I grabbed this like little flange and pushed it in. Retracted both caliper pistons just fine, so that's pretty easy. Don't know if you saw the cleaning, but basically I cleaned pad sliders and then the caliper slides. I greased this again and then I stuck them back in. What else you have to do is you have to keep these little spring clips that go into these holes. You're probably not going to be able to see that, but they go into these holes right there on all the pads, and that just keeps them separated, I guess. So you never have dragging piston or dragging pad, which is kind of nice. I also got these with the pads. Have no clue what they're used for. I thought they were used to clip these things in place, but really I don't have any idea what they're used for. Don't need them. They're not backing plates or anything. Anyway, so you basically put those spring clips back on. You gotta keep the pads squeezed when you do that, and then you gotta slide the caliper on top. So squeeze one side or squeeze in the middle, slide on one end, and then slide the other end over. You'll be fine. It might be a little struggle at first. I struggled a little bit. Otherwise, there's not much to it. Let's begin that time lapse again. Okay, so there you go. Don't know if I covered this previously, but basically I don't lube much of the caliper or the pads. So the slide pins definitely get lubed. Everything else gets a really good cleaning with brake clean, maybe a wire brush if I really think it's rusty. I don't like to use anti-squeal stuff on this because it kind of gunks it up, makes removal the next time kind of a pain. Trying to think what else. Yeah, so basically, usually you never go in dry, but for brake pads, I like to go in dry. So there's that. Everything is done. You want to bleed your brakes, but I'm not going over bleeding brakes. It's a two-man job for me, and I'm not going to film and do that. So, yep, there you go. Torque everything back up. Front brakes on your Honda Ridgeline. Easy peasy. Thank you guys for watching.